At the beginning of this year, my family and I were invited to a Lord of the Rings themed wedding. We were crazy excited, and my husband took the assignment very seriously and immediately stopped shaving and cutting his hair because he decided he was going to go as Bjorn the Bear Man. The bride is a dear friend, and she asked me to do her wedding cake. I was extremely nervous. I asked her if she wanted it made from scratch or a cake mix, and she said she did not care. Well, recently I just got a new job, so I really didn't have a lot of time to make it from scratch, so I decided to do a cake mix. And since this whole channel is about making box but butter recipes, I decided to just go ahead and film the whole thing and post it on here. She wanted a marble cake, and it was going to be 4 tiers high and stacked on the side, sort of like steps ascending upward. So I had to make sure that not only did this taste good, but it needed to be very dense and also very well structured so that it would not fall over because it was going to be very side heavy. While I was making this cake, I realized that I totally forgot to do a sword for my son because he wanted to be a ring wraith, so I went to the dollar store and bought a foam sword and some shiny silver paper and was just basically going to do my best to just make something a little more realistic. It didn't come out realistic, but at least it's black and silver, so that's better than nothing. This wedding cake was a beast. It was absolutely huge. It was 4 tiers high, and because of the way it was stacked, I really didn't feel comfortable transporting it already assembled. So I decided to set it up on site instead. As you can see in this video, I have a lot of dowel rods, especially on the left side, since the cake was going to be stacked one-sided. Dowel rods are very crucial with wedding cakes because they are so heavy they would collapse if they did not have a proper support system. I crumb coated every single tier to the wedding cake, and then I packed it up nice and safely to deliver so that we could set it up and decorate it on site. On the way to the wedding, I decided that I was going to embroider the White Tree of Gondor on my daughter's dress because I'm impulsive and I thought it would be cute. I actually finished right as we got to the wedding venue. It was about an hour-and-a-half drive, and I'm just happy I didn't get carsick. But can I just say, wow, the wedding was at a castle, a real castle. It was incredible, and it had like this giant chess set to the side and this beautiful garden. They said a lot of people like to come there to LARP and other just role-playing games. The wedding was beautiful, but of course I didn't have time to just stop and stare because I had a cake that I had to assemble, and the wedding was going to start in an hour. So I assembled it, iced it, and immediately started spraying it with this golden airbrush. It was not a very bright gold, but I had luster dust that I was going to put on top of it, and that gave it a really beautiful metallic look. She also wanted some beautiful silk flowers on it, and she had purchased those, so I went ahead and put those on. And I mean, honestly, I love it. Look how beautiful it is. I think it came out really, really well. I was a little nervous because it was an outside wedding. I was hoping it was not too hot because we are in Georgia. But luckily, it being the first day of fall, it actually did feel like fall, and it was a beautiful, cool, crisp day. After that, I put up my camera and my phone in the car because I wanted to be present at my friend's wedding. So no videos except for at the end when I decided to get some shots of the cake because it got devoured. People were telling me how incredibly delicious it was, so that made me feel really good. And there's my husband in his full-on Bjorn gear. I loved the costumes here. The D&D group took it very seriously. I feel like they were definitely the best dressed. And there's the bride. She made her own dress and cloak. How incredible was that? I didn't get a picture of my daughter's dress, but I took one afterwards, so here's how it turned out. I thought she looked so stinking adorable. Anyways, it was a really fun wedding, and I am so glad that I got to experience it. And I will see you guys next time on Box But Better with Jenna.